Just by scheduling a location scout a week before, and in our case, a day before, you can take your production to the next level. For this shoot, we were able to solve problems, mitigate risks, save time on shoot day, and ensure a more beautiful final image. So I'll run through Jensen and I's process real quick, but before I run through the process, I'm gonna run through the apps that we use for this pre-production process. We use Sunseeker for sun positioning, and there's plenty of sun positioning apps out there. Sunseeker is just what Jensen uses. We use Milnote to take all our ideas and just put them on Milnote. We use CAD Rage to frame up all our shots, and with CAD Rage you can throw in your camera, all the specs you want, and then you can throw in the lens you're wanting and the focal length. That way you can frame up your image exactly how you want it before shoot day without having to bring a camera out there and doing all that heavy lifting. And unfortunately, we're not sponsored by any of these people. It's just what we use. So Jensen and I will meet 2 weeks, a week, depending how much time we have before the shoot. We'll talk through all our ideas and how we want to shoot each scene. And we really break down each shot and the action in each shot. So we'll write down all these shots on Milnote and we'll put it into a professional shot list Excel document. Once we're comfortable with the plan, we'll go and schedule a day to go location scouting. Sometimes it takes us a few hours, sometimes it takes us, an hour, sometimes it takes us all day. But for all our more professional corporate or commercial shoots, we'll do this. So in this case, the first place we went to was a hot dog stand. It was an older hot dog stand. The client actually chose this location because it was older, and we wanted to please the client. But as soon as we got there and we started framing things up with CAD Rage, and we started using Sunseeker to figure out where we're gonna have talent, position talent, and we actually started looking at the location, we realized it just wasn't gonna work. The location wasn't pretty enough. It didn't really match the rest of the stuff we shot, and we couldn't frame up our image and our talent how we thought we would be able to really be pleased with that location. So I actually had to call the client and say, hey, this isn't gonna work. We're gonna have to move somewhere else. And she was fine with it. She trusted us. So then we went to another location. We realized really quick it was another like ice cream stand. That wasn't gonna work either. There's too many cars in the background, too many reflections. You're just gonna date the scene. We were so wrapped up in trying to find a prop and finding something for them to like eat, or it was like an ice cream scene, but we just had to cut that. It wasn't gonna work at any of the locations we were thinking about. So we chose a more centralized, like Hallmark location that everybody in the Opelika area goes to, and it's a fountain in the middle of downtown. We knew we were able to. It's big enough we could frame it up to where there wouldn't be anything in the background that would date it. So we went to this fountain area. Probably took us about 30 minutes to talk through each shot, which is 4 or 5 shots, and we were framing up each shot. And we found that I think this is gonna work. Had no problems. Called the client, made sure they were cool with it, and they actually ended up being happier with that location than they were with the first location. We solved a big problem that was gonna probably bite us in the ass later, because if we didn't do that, I just don't think the client would have been happy with the product. Communicate with the client on what it is you're doing and why you're doing it, because we've gotten in trouble before where we didn't communicate as much and we've had to go back and redo things. So that's one of the big proponents for why I would go location scout for anything that you think is worth location scouting, any project you think is worth doing it. And really, I would do it if you don't think it's necessarily worth it, if you're not getting paid to do it, setting yourself apart, and you're gonna start, instead of being like a videographer, you're gonna become more of a filmmaker. You're gonna start refining that process, and your image is gonna look so much better, and it's gonna be so much more professional, and it's gonna change your filmmaking. And the last place we location scouted was actually it's like 100 yards from our office. It's just railroad tracks. We wanted to shoot a scene on the railroad tracks where they're balancing. It's kind of a cute, flirty scene. It's a railroad track that goes right through downtown Opelika. Everybody knows where it is. It's kind of the biggest landmark in Opelika. We had to rush over here because we wanted to get the train in the shot, so I couldn't really do a breakdown. But this scene's simple because we just had Jordan and Ashton walking down the tracks, and it was a short, almost like montage-y sequence. One of the biggest things for Opelika, and this is still a tourism ad, is this railroad runs right through downtown Opelika. It's kind of like a quintessential Opelika landmark. So we definitely wanted to have them on the tracks and do something cute and flirty. So that was really just the main goal of this, is to showcase this downtown railroad. We just filmed it, and we're hoping that the train comes by again so we can get a shot of them looking at it. But it looks incredible, and we're happy with the look and the lens. So we knew we'd be able to frame that up pretty easily without showing or dating the scene. The biggest thing was we wanted to figure out where the sun was. We wanted this to be golden hour, have a more golden, flary look. This frees you up. If you do pre-production and you location scout beforehand, it really frees you up to just worry about directing, worry about the artistic direction of the piece you're doing. And you're not more so worried about logistics and problem solving. Like, that's already done. So it just gives you that agency to just focus on one task. And for me, I need that specifically because I struggle juggling a bunch of tasks. I think everybody does. You can't do it effectively. So if you can just focus on directing, whatever you have to do that, do it. And in this case, it's location scouting. I think location scouting and tech scouting is the easiest way for you to become a better filmmaker. You don't have to buy any gear. I think most of these the apps might cost some money, but most of them are free. You can at least get a free trial. It's just the easiest way for you to level up your filmmaking. So if you hadn't started doing it, I'd highly recommend it. If you have any questions on how we do it, and if y'all want a deeper breakdown on how we do it, we can do that as well. But yeah, appreciate y'all watching. Leave a like, comment, sub, all that good stuff, and we'll see you next time.